Welcome to the second season of Art Beats. My name is Mrs. Gardner and I'm the art teacher at Chisholm Trail Intermediate. We're going to be making a sculpture today. It is called a knee-high sculpture. It looks great. Here are some of the examples that I have that my students have done. You're going to be amazed at what it's made out of, but I hope you enjoy the project that we do today. Let me go over the supplies that we're going to be using for our knee-high hose sculpture. First, you'll be needing a knee-high hose, just one, and preferably unused. You will need a hanger, and you need the ends of it clipped off. If you're young, you would probably want your parents to do that. You will need a 6x6 piece of cardboard. You will need glue and a container to put it in. I prefer foam brushes, but if you have a different one, that's okay. Gesso and a container to put this in. You will need a hot glue gun. If you're young, you might want a parent to help you with this part of it as well. The last supply that you're going to need is acrylic paints. And these are better than using any kind of water-based paints. Please don't use tempera paints. You can use the small containers that you get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Okay, let's get started. To begin with, you need to get your clothes hanger that we talked about. And what I need you to do is I need you to take some wire clippers and I need you to cut off that hook at the top. And if you're a young person, you want to have an adult do that. So now you have an open-ended clothes hanger. And you're just going to start maneuvering it around however you want to, just into some kind of free form. Okay, I have found that if you don't get too long, it works a lot better. This project works a lot better if you kind of keep it contained. But you're free to do what you want to, okay? At the end, once you have gotten your desired shape, what I need you to do is take it, and this is the shape that I'm going to work with, and we want the tips of the clothes hanger to slide into the piece of cardboard that you've cut. And we're using a 6x6 cardboard. I am going to go ahead and slide mine in and kind of show you what I'm talking about. We don't want it to go through the bottom though. We want to keep it from doing that. I'm taking both of my pieces and sliding it into the wood. So now it fits on top of the cardboard like a base. You want to take your hot glue gun now and you want to glue the places that you have inserted the clothes hanger into the cardboard piece. If you want to, you actually could take this and add 4 or 5 more pieces of cardboard to the bottom of it to build it up. We just used one piece of cardboard though. The next step is after you have hot glued it in there, you will take your knee-high hose. And this is the fun part because now you're going to take it and I go all the way down to the toe of the hose and grasp it in my hand like this. And now I'm going to stretch it over the wire. And if you're really careful, it shouldn't tear the hose. It looks really strange, but once we're finished with it, you'll see that it will look like the other sculptures. You want the hose to be on the bottom, like this, and you want to get it stretched out as much as you can so that you don't have these wrinkles right here. I'll keep working with that. We don't want to leave this extra on the bottom as well, so we just take a pair of scissors and trim that off. That way, when you set it down, it'll set flat. Okay, now you have your sculpture. The next step is to take our glue. And what I've done is just poured some regular Elmer's glue into a container, and now we are going to paint it over the entire surface of the hose and the base. You do not want to paint any glue on the bottom. We want to keep that free of glue. I don't know if you can tell on this one, but it's kind of got a shiny surface because the glue has been painted on here and it dries. You also want to make sure that you don't have any holes. Little holes, you'll see that the glue may not adhere to it and it looks like little bitty holes into the knee-high. And if you do, make sure you go back over it once it's dry. You don't want those on there because then the paint won't stick to it. You need to let this dry for about maybe 6 to 24 hours. The time frame, we let ours dry for 24 hours to make sure that they were completely dry. If you don't have that much time, you could put it in front of a fan and help it speed along. The next step is to take some gesso, and I put it in a container as well. And then I want you to take your gesso and I want you to paint the entire surface of the sculpture that you have created. We need to put the gesso on because we need the paint to stick to the knee-high hose. When this is finished, you will let it dry. It shouldn't take very long, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And then you'll be ready for the final step. The final step is putting on a base coat of acrylic paint. You pick what color you want to use. It doesn't matter. These kids picked some nice bright colors, and then once it was dry, they finished it up by adding all sorts of colors on top of it. I had some that made roosters, I had some make trees. You can use your imagination and make it into whatever you want. One person even created looked like a wave and had a surfer dude on the wave. So I hope you enjoy this project. It's something that you should have a lot of the supplies at home and you can do very easily. Thank you and come back next season.